Today we are going to be talking about something very, very important for social media managers, and it is how to onboard a new client as a social media manager. But before we get started, you know the drill. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, click the subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, and also drop a comment. Let me know how excited you are for this video, and let's get right into the video. The first step in an onboarding process for a social media client is the initial contact. So this time the client just reached out to you indicating their interest in you managing their business. So the first thing you want to do is that you want to make sure that you research their business. You want to know more about it. You want to also understand the industry in which they are in, so that if they ask you any questions like, oh, how can you help me stand out of the competitors in my industry, you'll be able to answer. So you want to research, you want to do deep research, market research of the industry, their competitors, and all of that good stuff. So you want to make sure that you are knowledgeable of all of this when the client actually reaches out to you indicating their interest in your services. Another thing you want to do, you also want to make sure that this is also included in the initial contact stage of the onboarding process. You want to make sure that you also check out their social media profile, look through it, do a social media audit if you can. Just look through it and see what you can actually do when you come in as a social media manager for that particular business. Look at their social media platforms, notice what they are doing well and what they are not doing well, so that you will be able to have lots of things to say or perspectives to actually put out to the client when you guys have your first meeting. Now, the next stage of the onboarding process is now the initial meeting. So you now have to meet the client either virtually or physically. It depends on you or and the client as well. So whatever you guys choose, either virtual or physical, this is where you now actually get to meet them for the first time. So you want to make sure that the first impression is great. You want to make sure that you understand their goals for the business. What are their pain points? What are their expectations? You want to make sure that you go in depth in this discussion. You want to make sure that you build a rapport with the client so that they are able to also trust you and trust that you actually know what it is that you are doing. And you will go in depth by asking them, okay, so what is your vision for this business? Where do you want to see this business in the next 2-3 years? If I'm the ideal candidate for this job, you also want to ask them, what are your goals? Do you want to build brand awareness? Do you want to get sales? Do you want to generate leads? Do you want people to just know about your brand? What are their goals? I want to discuss with them also in depthly what their challenges are, like what have they been facing? Why do they need your services? Why do they need your help? Is it that they've not been getting lots of followers, lots of engagements? You want to make sure that you ask all of these questions. Now, asking these questions will help you to have a good background of the business and where the business is actually coming from. So you want to make sure that the first impression, the first initial meeting, you go all out, you ask questions, you build a connection with that client. That is very important. Once you have gotten all the information that you need from the initial meeting, it's now time for the proposal and agreement stage. So now you are well aware of the things that you are going to be doing when you come into the business as social media manager. So first thing, you want to make sure that you put together a detailed proposal. So you want to put together their current stage of their social media platform. You want to put together expectations. You want to put together your goals and everything. Whatever you do, make sure that your proposal is well detailed, well put together. If you have issues putting out a proposal, you can check my Instagram page. I have a couple of videos on writing proposals and contracts, and I also have one here on YouTube as well. So you want to make sure you do that. You also want to make sure that you draft an agreement. This is kind of like a contract document. So a proposal is different from a contract. You should have a proposal that will show all the things that you are going to do. You should also have a contract. This will now include the payment terms, the deliverables, work time hours, all of those good stuff. I have a video on putting together a contract for social media managers. You can check that. And then after you have put together the proposal, the agreements, aka the contracts, you want to now make sure that you present this to the client. So you want to let the client know that, okay, this is what I'm agreeing with you. Are they going to agree with it as well? So you want to present that also to the client. So the client is actually sure of what you are bringing to the table and what the client is also bringing to the table as well. Now, another important step in the onboarding process, the actual onboarding process and the welcome package. So in this stage, I'm sure your proposal and your agreement is already in place. And now you want to make sure that you give the client any necessary questionnaire concerning their business. So you can ask them questions, their vision, their goals in details. You want to put together all these questions. After you have given them all the necessary forms and questionnaires that they will need to answer your questions so that you can get more details about the business. You also want to make sure that you have a kickoff meeting. So this kickoff meeting will begin the project and all the things that you're going to be doing. So you will just give the clients, okay, this is what we're going to be doing for this month. The clients will also share their insights as well. Also in the onboarding process, You also have to get all the necessary details that you need: the password, the name of the account, all the tools that you will need access to. And the fifth step in the onboarding process is the strategy development and also approval. So in this process, you want to make sure that you put together with all those research that you have gotten from the questionnaires and all of that that you give to your clients. You want to make sure that you start writing out a detailed social media strategy for the business. You want to make sure that you also get it approved by the client as well. Don't just say you have written the strategy document and keep it to yourself. Share it to your client. Let you guys have a meeting, kick-off meeting, so that you would know, the clients will be aware of what you are going to do when you come in as a social media manager. You also want to set out your KPIs, key performance indicators, and all those good stuff. A strategy will really help you to be aligned and know what you are doing with a particular brand or business that you are managing as a social media manager. The very last step in the onboarding process is execution and monitoring. Now, this is the time where you are going to do all what you have said. Is you are going to talk and you are going to do, right? So you are going to execute all the strategies that you have put in place. You're going to start working on all what you said that you work on. What you start creating content calendars, writing out strategies, posting on social media platforms, doing all those good stuff that social media managers actually do. And don't forget that in the first months or first 2 or 3 months of when you start working with a new client, the person will closely be monitoring you. So you want to make sure that you are putting on your best behavior, you are putting on your A game. You want to make sure that you are responsible, you are a good planner, you have time management skills. You want to make sure that you are not just anyhow. You are not the type of social media manager that your clients will have to call you and say, "Oh, hello, have you posted today?" before you begin to post. No, you want to make sure that you are very, very responsible. You keep to time. You do all what you say you will do, because the client is going to be monitoring you. So you want to make sure that you do all what you need to do to be the best that you can be. And don't forget that communication is key. You want to keep communicating to your clients. You want to keep keeping them in the loop. You don't just want to do things yourself. You want to let them know, oh, this is what I'm going to do today. That's what I'm going to do today. You want to make sure that you keep them in the picture, so that arguments and confusion do not come into play. And you want to make sure that you are responsible, you have time management skills, you are a good planner. Just make sure that in all you do, be a good person, be a good social media manager. Make sure that you put up your work on, do your work on time. Don't wait for late at night when you begin to post. Make sure that you determine the best times for posting. Don't allow your clients to fight with you. Make sure that you be on your good behavior. And also, you want to make sure that you set boundaries as well, work boundaries. Not the one that your clients will message you by 1 a.m. in the morning to say that you should do this or do that. No, you want to make sure that you set boundaries and do all of that. And I believe this will help you. Let me know if you like this video. I'm sure you are going to like it. So please help me click the like button. If you have not already subscribed, make sure that you do so. And also drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you need a questionnaire to onboard your new clients, all of those good stuff. And I'll see you in my next video.